Hi, this is a um, really interesting opportunity for me to share with you how not to do social media. I realize that there's probably tons of information out there on how to do social media, and for many businesses, despite all that, it's still kind of mind-boggling. But I think some of the greatest lessons come from us learning how not to do things. So I want to take the time out to read this review for a local pizza eatery in Cultis Lake, British Columbia. Close to my home, the review was posted by a colleague of mine who is an expert in social media. So Jessica says, in her review, as someone who is a lover of pizza and has a huge appreciation for Italian food, I was extremely disappointed with my expertise. Now, you have to keep in mind she's Italian as well. So she knows her pizza and she's more than happy to enjoy and rave about great pizza. So she says, my expectation when enjoying a gourmet pizza is that the toppings usually outweigh the crust and not the opposite. Pizza sauce is meant to be applied liberally in order to enhance the crust's flavor. At $55 for two large, I did not do my due diligence, and I accept full responsibility for assuming that I would be paying for half that upon delivery. I was shocked. I pay that price for flying wedge or famoso, but with the impression that my mouth is about to embark on an amazing journey. Instead, I was met with immense amounts of crust and a sprinkling of toppings. I will never order again from this eatery as the value is simply not there. I just can't justify the purchase of that amount when met with a pizza no bigger than that of most restaurants with less than the amount of flavor or toppings. Their response: stop lying. If you want 2 for 1, then order from places with 2 for 1 or somewhere with cheaper pizza. So that was interesting. She goes on to provide her commentary that Famoso and Flying Wedge are not 2 for 1, nor are they cheap, as you so put it. I have left my review and I'm entitled to it. Your response is both rude and obviously indicates that you have absolutely no respect for your clients. That is, unless they offer you a 5-star review. You all had pizza last night and know what I'm talking about. Now, the interesting thing about this is that because Jessica is prolific on social media, she immediately shared this story and said, can you believe this? Then the outrage and the outpour from all of her connections started to come in, some of whom are, like myself, digital marketers. So this isn't looking very well for this establishment at this moment. So here we go on to more reviews. From Jonathan, Flying Wedge is far from cheap. $55 for two large. That's almost as much as Boston Pizza. I do agree with you, Jessica. This business owner needs to go back to Business 101 and learn how to respect his clientele. One thing these business owners need to learn is not to mess with high-level internet marketers such as yourself who can crush their business with one Facebook post or tweet. Next response, being the only pizza in town, I guess they think they can offer mediocre pizza and customer service and get away with it. We ate there a couple of summers ago and weren't wowed. Another comment, wow. That's how you respond to a customer's review? I think you need to brush up on your customer service skills. Next comment, I'm curious and I have a few questions. How is a customer's opinion considered lying? Where did this customer ask for a free pizza? From what I read, it appears that she was adamant that she would not be ordering from you again. And if this customer had come to you with this complaint about the quality of your food in the middle of your restaurant on a busy night, would you react this way? After all, this is social media, so essentially the same thing, only a much, much larger scale. Next response, very poor and unprofessional response from the eatery. Shame on you, Beethoven's Pizza. Having lived in the area, I can tell you that none of the businesses at the lake offer you value for your money. I believe this is largely due to the fact that these businesses have only a few short months to make their earnings for the year. Many of their customers are vacationers. The lake is dead during off-season with only a dribbling of customers. Next time I would recommend a very short drive into Vetter or Sardis where the eatery businesses are more plentiful and satisfying. Another response says it's starting to make sense now. Reading online reviews from 2008 to 2010, the place got rave reviews. Apparently, it was one of Michael Bublé's favorite places. Then the owner sold it sometime in 2014, and the reviews have been less than favorable. Disappointing since Mike sold this location. The food has never been the same. New owners cheaped out on the ingredients, and it shows. That was a Zomato review. Another review came through. I love Beethoven's great pizza and great service with a smile. My response, wow, I'm in complete shock at the response from J. Beethoven's Pizza. The commentary from others pretty much sums up what I was thinking too, but I will add this in hopes that the business owner of this establishment takes the time out to read this. One, an honest review from a real customer that tells a story of imperfection is one of the best gifts you can receive as an establishment, as it gives you opportunity to improve and work harder at impressing the community if you care about the future of your business. Two, responding negatively and disregarding a paying customer for their feedback is just straight ignorance of the fact that you would not be in business if it were not for the customers, new and returning. Three, when said reviews from an established social media marketer or marketing expert, you may want to take the opportunity to apologize for the experience publicly and offer return experience that will change her mind and have her update her review. Her return visit and new improved review may have actually been the best thing for the future of your business. Now, instead, you've given the rest of her circle of influence a great story to tell on their walls on how not to use social media and how not to destroy your business with social media. Unfortunately, this lesson is too juicy, minus the sauce that was missing from her order, of course, not to retell. So I'm sharing this one for the pure lesson in it, and I encourage others to do the same. No, I'm not trying to ruin your business, but I can see that you have some damage control issues, having already done that yourself, and I do wish you all the best with those. Now, I'm not a malicious person, and I recognize that this is something that could really, truly damage their business, but social media is proof positive that you need to step up your game in business, but not only to deliver an experience that people are going to be happy to talk about, but also to make sure that you are responding positively to any experiences and all experiences that people choose to share about your establishment, because you cannot remove them. As the owner of an establishment, this doesn't go away. It's always on social media, and case in point, I just made a video about it. Now, I do hope that at some point this company steps up and actually says, we sincerely apologize for the egregious behavior and the disrespect that we clearly gave to Jessica, and we will work harder at doing better for not only future customers, but future business and future reviews thereof. That would be my advice. And it's simple, it's clean, it's not necessarily going to save anybody's opinion at this point that's been in on this conversation or that's seen this video, but at least it's damage control. And at this point, they have a responsibility to do damage control. So I'm sharing this with you so that you can see that the simple solution and the prevention of something like this would have been a kind response. And that's it. That's how you do social media correctly. You provide a kind response, or you respect the person for their review. You apologize for their experience, because again, it's on you. It's your establishment. And you find a proactive way to deal with the situation. This just simply wasn't it. And I may follow this video up if this kind of blows up and it becomes a bigger story, because I think it has the capability of doing that. And I'd like to show you what really can happen when you kind of misstep in social media. So good luck. I hope this was a good lesson for you, and all the best to you and your social media endeavors. Let's hope that this never happens to your business. Take care.